Okay, so on question 3 on homework 5, one of the first topics we'll do in the new year come August is to do with quadratics, so where we have equations that have got squares in them. But until we get on to that, we can actually just think about these types of questions logically and have a look at what we want to try and solve these with. So if we look at this first example, so we've got x plus 3 all squared equals 81. Now, if we go back to the method that we used to have of solving equations years and years and years ago, okay, was what you were taught was to cover up, so to kind of take out the thing that you were trying to find, okay, and I'm going to make you take out the whole of the x plus 3, so we're just thinking something squared is 81, so what could we say, what squared would be 81? Well, that's what would give us 81 would be 9, wouldn't it? Because 9 squared is 81. But there's another answer, and this is something that we're quite bad at as maths teachers, of kind of making you think about this. But there's another number, if you square it, would give you 81, and that would be negative 9. So we always think about the positive square root, so the square root of 81 is 9, but we don't often think about the negative square root because it's less useful. It doesn't come into any real life contexts that we look at, so we couldn't get, when we use Pythagoras, you couldn't get the side length of a triangle being negative 9. So what we've got then is we've got that x plus 3 could be 9, or x plus 3 could be minus 9, and from there, these are two equations that you've been able to solve for years. If you take away the 3 from both sides, we would have x equals 6, or we would have x equals minus 12. Now remember, you can always substitute back in to check. So if we put back in 6, 6 plus 3 all squared would be 9 squared, which is indeed 81. And on the other side, we've got minus 12 as your x, plus 3 all squared. Well, that's minus 9 squared. Negative times a negative is a positive, so that would give me positive 81. So that's how we would go about solving those kind of questions at this stage. So we can do the same with this next example. We've got y minus 2 all squared equals 4. So if we follow the same idea, what squared gives me 4? Well, 2 squared would give me 4, so I would have y minus 2 is 2, but also negative 2 squared would give me 4. So y minus 2 would be negative 2. And then again, we can just solve from there. So we would be adding the 2 this time, so I would get y equals 4, and I would get y equals 0. So if I substitute those in, if I've got 4 minus 2, that's 2. 2 squared would indeed be 4, so that one works. And if I've got 0 minus 2, that's negative 2. Negative 2 squared is positive 4. So again, that one works. So that's how we should tackle question 3.